Dear viewers, welcome to this episode of Your Life, Your Money. Which product makes you more money? Where does your financial success come from? Choosing a product, choosing an asset class, choosing an advisor, doing it yourself. What creates financial success? In this episode, I'm going to examine all these points. If you're surprised, none of the things that I mentioned till now are the root cause of your financial success. Your financial success lies elsewhere. In this episode, I'm going to give you 10 questions to find an answer. If your answer is positive to these questions, then you can say the financial success automatically comes in your life. Stay till the end of the video, go through all the questions. That gives you an insight what creates financial success. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, your financial guide for a happy living.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
One thing I'm very clear. The selections that you make, whether it is a product, person, asset class, time, any of these things will not create a financial success. The financial success depends on following a meticulous process. Let's look at the different things that you have to focus on. I will answer these questions in the form of asking yourself a question and trying to find an answer. If you find comfortable answers for this, then irrespective of what product you choose, even you could be a bank fixed deposit investors, there's not going to be any problem. Make no mistake, you will hit financial success. Question number 1. Do you have a monthly budget? Budget is the cornerstone of any financial planning. What do I earn? Where do I spend this money? On what heading I have to spend this money? Am I left with some savings to focus on certain things that I want to do in life? You must be in control of the money that comes in, the money that goes out, and where you want to spend this. If you do not have control on it, anything that you do, it will not create financial success for you. The first thing that you have to check is, do I have a budget? If you have a budget, give yourself a score. Question number 2. Have you identified your life goals and put a value around it or a time around which it has to be achieved? It could be building an emergency fund. It could be buying insurance. It could be accumulating a pool of money to educate your children. It could be your retirement corpus. You should be in a position to write down, identify when it needs to be achieved. How do you intend to achieve it? This clarity should be there in your mind. It can't be a casual answer. You can't say that, yeah, I have to build a retirement corpus. That's not the way to it. Like the way you write your budget, right? These are my life goals. This is the time at which I have to achieve the likely amount of money. No one can predict how much of corpus you need when you retire 20, 30 years later. If you have a rough figure, that's okay. If you have no figure, that's okay. But at least you should know, these are my life goals. I have to work on it. And by this time, I should be able to achieve it. If you have done these detailing, give yourself a positive score. Question number 3. Am I earning enough? If you have done a budget, if you have identified your life goals and the allocation that you make for achieving this life goal, that clearly tells you whether you are earning enough or not. If you are a student and you had no income and suddenly you get a starting pay, it looks to be a big enough amount of money because all these days you are living out of the pocket money. So it looks big. You are a single person and you get a certain salary, you think it is sufficient. Then you get married, then you have children. At every stage of life, your income rises, at the same time expense keeps rising. Do you feel that you are earning enough? Enough when I say I am able to budget well, I have certain income, I have got certain expenses, I have to save money and I have to allocate against life goals. If you think, yes, I can do all these things, you can say that I have got sufficient enough income. In case of most people, the normal thing is during the beginning phase of their earning career, 25 to 35 years of age, it is absolutely certain, except for those lucky ones, that you are running with inadequate income. Ask yourself a question, do I have enough income? There is no upper limit for what you earn, but the question is, Yes, this is the expenses that I have, this is the savings I must have. If you can say that I can meet all my requirement with the income that I have today, then you can score yourself a positive score. Question number 4. How can I increase my income? You could be a person who has adequate income, but it doesn't mean that you should stagnate. It's a natural thing that you should try to increase your income. If you're somebody who is working on inadequate income, I struggle in life, or I just meet my income and expenses, I'm not able to save, or I'm able to provide for a few life goals but I cannot provide for many other life goals, then you are living in inadequate income. In both the cases, to create a financial success, you should work on increasing your income. Increasing your income is a general term. You can do a lot of things to increase your income. But the increase in income should come in a particular fashion for you to succeed. Number 1, the increase in your income should be ethical. For example, you don't go to office, you earn a salary and you try to do something else during this time where you have committed your time to your employer, then that's not ethical. You can buy a lottery ticket and you may become a winner of the lottery. Buying a lottery ticket is ethical, but is it sustainable? Your income should be sustainable. It should not be one-off success. Buying a lottery ticket, as I gave you an example, is ethical. There is nothing wrong in it. It is as per law, legal. But the income you get from that, if you are lucky enough, is not sustainable. Your income should be sustainable. Likewise, the income that comes to you should also create a stress-free environment for you. For example, you got royalties every month from some activity, it's a stress-free income for you. If you have added skill, that can create an additional income and that doesn't add stress to you. You could change jobs, you can move places, you can do things beyond your office hours, you can monetize your hobbies. All these things are the incomes which can create sustainable income for you. Look at whether it creates stress. There are people who are trying to create trading, options, futures, and all these things. Sometimes you hit success, most of the time you lose. It's just like, it's like a snakes and ladder game. Most of the time you fall down and it creates stress because you have to focus on these activities. If this activity makes you stressful, then don't consider that's a good activity to increase your income. So see what is it you have done to increase your income. Do everything which is well within your control to increase your income. Avoid trading, avoid doing all this forex and other things that add stress to you. If you have increased your income or you are in the process of increasing your income by adding skills, changing job, moving places, give yourself a positive score. Question number 5. Are you overspending? You have X amount of income and you have Y expenses. If Y is higher than X, it means you are overspending. The spending can be clearing your EMIs, it could be buying something, your routine living expenses, membership to club, it could be anything. If you are spending beyond your means, then give yourself a negative score. Introspect why I'm spending. What exactly is happening? Is it because I'm spending? These are basic unavoidable things. That is, I have to live, have to feed myself, I need dresses, the basic minimum. In spite of that, I'm not able to provide it. It means your income is less. So you have to focus on increasing your income. On the other side, you could be an habitual spender. You can manage with something moderate, but you wanted branded items. You go and buy every gadget which comes into the market, you pay an exorbitant price. If you are overspending, irrespective of what you do, which product you subscribe for, whom you follow, the financial success will not come to you. You have to bring down your expense. You have to optimize your spending pattern. If you cannot control it, then you should increase your income. So increase your income, reduce your spending or optimize your spending and see whether you are spending on your needs or wants. Needs are unavoidable. Wants can be managed. It can be postponed or it can be managed. So have a control on your spending. If you are able to do it on a day-to-day basis, give yourself a positive score. Question number 6. Are you a disciplined investor? Are you a disciplined person? Discipline has nothing to do with the investment. Discipline is a personal trait. If you are disciplined in your day-to-day things, even in your investment, you will be disciplined. Discipline is a soft character or people will exhibit. It is ingrained into your persona. If you are somebody who is disciplined, I get up at that time, I do things on time, I will not postpone things, I will keep myself up to date with whatever that I need to do. This is all aspects of discipline. If you are not disciplined, you join some schemes, you make newer resolutions, and then you cannot keep pace with it. In the bargain, what might happen is instead of doing good, this particular indiscipline can do more harm for you. The first thing that is required for you to create financial success is, instead of asking what you do, how disciplined way you do these things. That dictates whether you're going to be a successful person or a failure. It extends beyond finance. So if you are a disciplined person, you confidently say, yes, I am a meticulous, disciplined individual. Give yourself a positive score. Question number 7. Are you working under the guidance of a financial planner? You may think there are people who boom me down, write down nasty comments to say that you are promoting your business. So be it. But the truth is, over 95% of the people need an external source to guide them what they need to do or to do things at an appropriate time. This is my personal experience. I won't say that people do not have the caliber to do things on their own. Can I not be a do-it-yourself investor? You can. By all means, you can. The biggest problem is not the intelligence. The biggest problem is your personal habits, your personal indiscipline, your procrastination. All these things will create a problem. Even with the most well-versed employees I have seen, unless they are monitored or there is a supervisory effect, they also tend to fail. In our office, we tried one experiment. So we have an established protocol. We have systems in place where our employees have to record their activity on a daily basis. We call it as an activity tracker. Once what we did was, see, these are all very disciplined people. They are very successful. They are ethical. They do their jobs very well. They record it in their books perfectly fine. And for 1 month, what we did was, we decided internally that we'll not ask these people and see what is going to happen. Very surprisingly, the entire set of people stopped recording their activity in the activity tracker. Did they do it deliberately? The answer is no. They had no intention not to record their activity. They did it because they were not supervised. They did not record their activity because they were not asked. They were not required to report that on a weekly basis. And we took up that thing and we said we can't tolerate this, and proactively you have to report it at the end of every week. It happened automatically. What does it say? People need an external influence to do certain things. Ask your children, or rather I would say, do not ask your children to do homework. Do not ask your children to study their subject daily. You may have very brilliant children. What happens out of that? Children will, after some time, think it's okay not to do homework. It's okay to be indisciplined. It's okay to overindulge in games and other activities. And the course that they set in itself will be not something which is a successful venture. Therefore, when it comes to question of financial planning, it's always advisable. I stress the role of financial planner is overstressed here. You may say it costs money. Of course, it's a business for the financial planner. Their life depends on that. That's the way it goes in. So if you're convinced that yes, this needs to be done, and if you do not have one, you can make best use of services provided by NRI Money Clinic. We have team of planners working under our guidance, established protocols. They know how exactly things can be done and how things can be achieved. They monitor you, they stay with you, and they do things what is required to be done. If you have an intention to use our services, all that you have to do is drop us a message via WhatsApp. Our number is given in the description box below. We have given a link over there. Click on the link, it takes you to the WhatsApp. Send us an exploratory message, and our team of experts are ever ready to help you. Why delay? Send that message now. Question number 8. Have you prioritized your retirement planning over other long-term and mid-term life goals? The only thing which gets priority over retirement planning is your short-term life goals. If you have to build an emergency fund, it cannot wait. If you have to do certain things in next 2 months, 3 months, it cannot wait. Short-term life goals will take a precedence over retirement planning. However, if it's a medium-term goal, which is 3 years and above, or long-term goals, which is more than 10 years and above, the retirement planning should be the first priority for you to work on. However less the money it may take, okay, that's okay, but you must prioritize. If you do not prioritize your retirement planning, what happens is that by the time you retire, you will not have enough money to last your retired life. So start your retirement planning early. It requires less amount of money. If you have already started a retirement planning, by the time you watch this video, give yourself a positive score. If you haven't, if you have an intention to retire with a good amount of corpus, all that you have to do is start it now, right now, not tomorrow. Question number 9. Do you stress on moral education for your children? You may think, where does moral education come when it comes to question of financial planning? Moral education is the leaking point of every financial plan. If we are morally upright, we have to do things in a certain way which is beneficial to everyone, to you, your children, to the society, to the country and everything. It causes a harmonious family life. You are able to implement things in a nice way. Going forward, your children will not become a burden on you. They will not become a burden on their employers or the state. So moral education becomes very important, and as an offshoot of this moral education, they can create a fine financial life going forward. If you are a parent, this is something that you should really look into. If you have an intention to create success in your children's life, the easiest way you can create that is giving the required moral education to your children. Just ask yourself, if you are an employee, what does your employer want? A rank student or a person who can be dependable, person who remains honest, person whom he can always trust? The moral aspect of a persona is equally important. It's like buying an insurance against failure. People will command premium when they are morally upright. That's the simplest way of creating a better financial life, fail safe. If you are focusing on giving moral education to your children, give yourself a positive score. Question number 10. Are you an impulsive decision maker? If the answer to this question is yes from your side, give yourself a negative score, not a positive score, a negative score. Why? Because impulsive decisions are not rational decisions. These are emotional decisions. You go in a mall, you get attracted to something, you don't think twice to buy that or spend money on that particular thing. You do not understand the consequences of that. If you are an impulsive person, the only way to conquer that particular habit is every time you get a desire to do certain thing, you have to slow down. Or if you are somebody who has a lot of limit on your credit card, cut that credit card or reduce your credit card limit. Give it to your wife if she is very disciplined and you need her permission. Tell her very clearly that whenever I make an impulsive decision, do not allow me to do that particular thing. Simply think that, okay, I will do this thing 1 month down the line. 1 month down the line, what happens is that the emotions will subside, common sense takes over, rational thoughts takes over, and the disaster which come along with the impulsive decision making will not hurt you. So if you are an impulsive decision maker, you should be very, very conscious about this particular habit of yours. Every time you do these decisions, you should be conscious where these decisions happen and how I can control that. Now that I have given you the 10 questions to answer for yourself, ask yourself how much of positive scores you got and how much of negative scores you got. The sum total of it tells which side of the equation you are in. If you have got more positive scores, build on it, overcome those negative scores, and you don't have to worry about what kind of a products you buy, whether it's an insurance product, annuity product, stocks, index fund, ETFs, working with a planner, or you could be a do-it-yourself. Anything is fine. It creates financial success. Drive that point in your mind that financial success has nothing to do with the choice of products or the persons. Dear viewers, hope this video what I have done helped you to understand where you should focus and take out the negative scores and increase your positive scores. If it helped you to create a positive impact on your financial life, do give me a thumbs up. If you are somebody who is yet to subscribe for the channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Do not forget to share these videos with your near and dear ones, friends and relatives, and on all the social media on which you are connected with. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another thought on your life, your money next Friday. Till then, stay safe. Jai Hind.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.